Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. It is Sunday, October 17, 2021. I'm on a document at 630 North Fern Avenue. The state is engaging in an act of terrorism. And this is a specific act of terrorism because the pattern of conduct of federal stalking amongst the demon-possessed, which is operated by a public entity, is terrorism, okay? The state engages in a terrorizing act by stalking in helicopter, which is what the state's doing at 10 a.m. at 630 North Fern, where the fake sun is positioned over the vehicle. All right, the state is engaging in terrorism, aiming its directed light while they're monitoring, surrounding this vehicle, stalking in the path, and the state flies over, amplifying helicopter activity. That's P.O.C. And the people are engaging in terrorism with that public entity that is stalking in a helicopter at 9:10 in the morning, flying over 630 North Fern, flying over this vehicle. All right, that is P.O.C. All right, it is 9:48 a.m. That is called audible activity in directed light inside of Vaughn's, third-party facilitating venue. Vaughn's at Foothill and Euclid Avenue, where the state's fake sun is over the venue now, and documenting what is sexual violence in the bathroom while they're stalking in the private space. The state engages in maintenance of presence inside of that restroom, and I want to also document specifically Vaughn's itself. Not only is it facilitating while the state's environment is present, but you have Vaughn's personnel entering inside to engage in sexual violence while they're all monitoring on communication devices, aware of the fact that I'm also documenting that. It is currently 9:48 a.m., and I'm going to go ahead and document while Tracy Banks is monitoring as well, but she is MIA in the parking lot. 6TJR403, 5FGB812, 11864D2, 6RTE822, 6WFL355, 5LLT113, 8RKC502, 6ZYA746, 7UKL639. Directed light on the parking lot in front of this vehicle while he's pulling out, that's crossing path. License plate 7XIY391, QMW M70, 6WWJ495, 70WB381, BS13E96, 8JVG783, 8RYB378, 8WMB407, 8NKX941. And also the state amplifying audible activity inside of the bathroom, and then you have what is a group stalker that enters inside. Understand it's the same entity creating activity. While a demon-possessed stalker enters inside of the bathroom, creating relevant position, stalking in the bathroom, the state is engaging in ongoing relevant positioning outside of the bathroom and creating amplified audible activity, which is emanating through the wall. That's the state's P.O.C. License 7ZJJ836. They're all sex offenders while they're monitoring inside of the bathroom space, and then you have literally coming in a bathroom and stalking inside of the private space. That's the government that's entering. 5XPO052. 8RSK 570, 6HJZ 686, 8LRA 167, Heart MIFIT, 8LPH 347, 6ZFG 854, 6BRH 858, 5COE 748, 6ZXM111, K311FO, KVCK438, SHLSRYD, 5JMB612, 6ZXM111, 8LEG335. And they're all engaging in sexual molestation while the state's directed light is moving about and molesting my person while they're driving under the engineered light. All right? This is P.O.C. while I'm documenting the demon-possessed 3XIP904. Shadow to the driver's side of the vehicle, directed light to the passenger side of the vehicle. That's a demon-possessed stalker in the state's environment and intentionally engaging in monitoring, and these stalkers enter inside of the bathroom to monitor in that private space. 7DWB381 is crossing path. 8LRA167 from U.S.C. understand, sex offender, okay? Psychopath, demon-possessed stalker, doesn't matter where you're from. 6XWP326. License plate, let me see. I think I got these already. Oh, there she is. It is currently 9:51 a.m. 4EUH132, molestation with directed light. 6LMN609, molestation with directed light. It's 9:52 a.m. 7BXK901, 8JCU822, 8SXR040, 7TGZ868, BLKCERY, 8HSA896, 5TGT071. Who didn't I get? 7NIN158. I think I wrote 5LMG886, 7TMX991. The state, I'm on camera at the front area of the store, and I'm referencing the surveillance cameras of Vons. And the state is aiming its directed light at the entrance while I'm purchasing drinks at Starbucks and making a purchase at the register at the grocery store as I'm exiting. The state is aiming its directed light on the wall where I've already captured video, the same area of the bathroom wall. The state is aiming its directed light through the entrance area, and it's hitting on that surface. And I do reference the surveillance cameras. This is terrorism at Vons. It's 10:09 a.m. This is P.O.C. All right, P.O.C. at Super Clean Laundry inside of the shopping plaza at Mountain Avenue. This is the one anchored by El Super. Documented P.O.C. the state's light sources over the venue, and so you have monitoring inside of the private space and inside of the venue. While I'm inside of the private space, subject to federal stalking, engaging in the affirmative conduct of activity creation, while they are all around monitoring, creating activity by the third parties repeatedly knocking on the door. That's called audible activity creation with knowledge of what I'm doing in the private space. The P.O.C. is underway. This is the conduct of demons, and this is how they're engaging in activity creation inside of that private space. That is the pattern of conduct underway while you are inside of what is the bathroom, inside of what is a facilitating venue, and the state's environment is present. The state is also aiming directed light across the surfaces inside of the venue, in operation of communication devices outside in relevant position, and it is P.O.C. So that is 11:42 a.m. and I'm on surveillance cameras at the venue as well. All right, this is P.O.C. All right, 8PDV071, 7JBJ723, 7KJL046. Let's see, 7UTF864, 4CRH894, 7SMA774, 8HFN825, 7UHG742. Alrighty, license plates. 67262G3, 7YLD330, 8PAD199, 8WLC939, 6LRV050, 7JMV034, 8CME041, or is this 8GME? 8GME041. 8CPU855, 7JMV034, 7BYY515, 8DYM392, 8XHJ597, 99670S1. This is a commercial vehicle, JCK U.S.A, Automated Material Handling Specialist, engaging in federal stalking under the state's light source and in directed light. engaging in what is, understand the totality of the criminal activity that this commercial actor is documented as engaging in, which shall be associated with what is sexual violence and terrorism. I'm subject to sexual violence inside of this venue. The state's fake sun is over the venue. The state is engaging in ongoing terrorism, directing its light, its directed light, inside, flashing light inside of the venue while they are surrounding and engaging in demonic activity, pacing back and forth to their washing machines, walking in front of it's crossing path. They're doing it inside of the venue. These are demons. And this is a demon-possessed stalker acting commercially. 99670S1 in that commercial vehicle. That's a means of documentation. And that demon-possessed stalker that's driving that vehicle. 01564R2. 5NTZ741. 8CQS246. 8GZL801. 8CFP571. 8MTP223. 7LNU734. 8PDV868. 7KIF771, 8J73216, 8WHZ669, 7HSP792, 8JUB815, 4VCT888, F55804, 8CDS182, 8MZK309, 8CER541, 6LPT475, 8AKB416, and let's see, 05677X1. Pay attention. That's plane engines over my head. Okay, that's also the hallmark. This is P.O.C. that I'm documenting. All right. It is currently 11:53 a.m. All right, license plate, crossing path, 5JTM007. Capturing video of the ongoing established P.O.C. I've already shown the state is stalking within environment. I'm revealing what is demonic activity and the sexual violence and terrorism inherent to that state system. While that license plate that I just read crosses path in front of me, directed light across the storefront of Super Clean Laundry, Ontario Bakery, and more. That is the act of terrorism. That is the presence of a stalker in the state's environment, and intentionally so, while they are maintaining activity and light activity in the state's environment, okay? It's P.O.C. License plate 6JIM672 following to the storefront in order to do the same. That's the one I captured on video under the fake sun, 7VOG946. License plate 8SDR683. It's 11:55 a.m. Okay, license plate 8RFX315. Stalking with peculiarized light in front of L. Super, who was monitoring as well, BT43U64. Remember, that's paper. As I isolate the P.O.C., understand the entire venue is monitoring. All right, the state is, law enforcement is monitoring, okay? I showed you the state flying right over my head in the parking lot. The fake sun is over my head. The state's fake sun is moving in real time. Directed light. The entity is monitoring. Stalking with peculiarized light in front of L. Super is 8EQL632. Has their hazards on in relevant position. That's the pattern of conduct, okay? All right, license plate 8KKJ843, 4KAJ726, 8MQA723, 7BXX103, 7VOG946, 24751W2. Emptying their groceries inside of their vehicle in directed light is called P.O.C., okay? 7VCR954, 7ARF157, 7BQZ304, 7JMU854, 8JZH623, 4YPW014, 5AAE499, 52873R2, 8BHU084, 7UUJ034, 8LUU685, 7BOF646, 6UFB731, 6LSS537, 8TQA397, 8NIF625. I think I read that one though. But 8JZB245, 6HBN509, 24708C1, 7HNA340, 8RFU231, 8XNR225, 8AIJ571. It's 12:09 p.m. Let me show you something. License plate 472YH handicap 7TJY466. All right, so what I captured is documentation on what you're witnessing is the real-time movement, just like I show you inside of any venue. So the venue where I am outside, and 6HDB347, it says law U.S.C on the back of that vehicle. Understand that's a demon-possessed stalker. And I want to be clear, it does not matter who it is that you think you are. I'm showing you what's demonic activity. And there is nothing that is changing the pattern of conduct. While that one with that U.S.C, I'm just using that as a vivid example. You'll have what are veterans engaging in P.O.C, what I capture on a continuous basis, law enforcement engaging in P.O.C. You'll have what are the elderly engaging in the P.O.C. You'll have what is the physical handicap engaging in the P.O.C. All right. You have what is capturing what is demon possession. And there is no physical or mental condition that changes that. This is demonic activity. In a demonic environment, which, by the way, is relying on the outward appearance, their form, what they're wearing, who they think they are, and which is absolutely legally irrelevant with regard to prosecuting monitoring, by the way. Let me get these demons. 2336 1U2. 6GZW 703. 8LOX 426. 6VPE 991. Amplification, directed light, fake sun. 8MEC 769. It's 12:11 p.m. And so let me be clear with regard to demonic activity. Not only, I've documented a fictitious prosecution by the demon possessed. I have worked with the demon possessed in the law enforcement. In the legal profession. All right, as a licensed attorney. I have engaged in what is witnessing the demonic activity by those who are educated in the law. So I just want to let you know there is in every way absolutely zero form. These are psychopaths. You're talking about somebody who knows the difference between right or wrong while they're practicing demonic activity, which, by the way, they think would never come to bear. All right, and I've shown in every way when you're showing what is the government's criminal pattern of conduct amongst the demon possessed in a demonic environment, prosecuting that is what is terrorism, and that's what's underway at Super Clean Laundry, which is within a plaza, which is a means of isolating the state's P.O.C, showing what is underway on a ceaseless basis. All right, it's 12:12 p.m. and that is P.O.C. State engaging in ongoing placement of its directed light, just like I show you on the park benches while I'm sitting, or the bus bench while I'm sitting outside, on the walls in the buildings while I'm sitting outside, while I'm on the sidewalk walking outside, while I am inside of the venue, and you're looking at what is the placement of the state's directed light. Clearly not sunlight, and that's not the sun that I'm capturing over the ceiling of the library while I'm inside of that venue. All right, that's not going to coexist with being over the edge of the building of the El Super inside of this shopping plaza, and then moving to the back of that parking lot while I'm nearest Mountain Avenue. In moments, that's real-time movement of that light source. The same thing you're capturing, I'm showing you while I'm on the vehicle. It's clearly not remaining in the window of that vehicle where I'm not on it, and it's remaining stationary. That's called stalking with light. That's demonic activity. 7NSN 610. Psychopaths engaging in the P.O.C. while you're documenting. You're prosecuting for what is the impermissible threat by the demon possessed, acting with the state. All right? License plate. 7 RIR 960. 5JTT 765. It is 12:14 p.m. That is P.O.C. All right, 8VNZ 490, 7ESK 433, 7XXG 828, 8VRP 299, 66358Z2, 8GFY 267, 7HAB 168, 7D EZ 181, or is that 7DFZ 181? 7DFZ 181, 3VME 778, 8CMY 287, 8M. I'm wearing sunglasses. Let's see, 8AMZ 239. All right, it is currently 12:15 p.m. Let me show you something. All right, Ontario Fire sounding sirens under the state's light source and directed light while the people and the state maintain relevant position. This is P.O.C. And that's terrorism by the Ontario Fire Department and criminal facilitation of the P.O.C. It's 1:06 p.m. SZH009, 8TRN 875, 6PLL 162, 7LCN 914. All right, all of them engaging in the entity is documenting engaging in what is sexual violence. So I'm capturing a visual of that so you can see what that looks like. While the state is touching, while stalking with the light source and touching with its directed light. right? That's what the entity is engaging in. The same conduct overnight while I'm sleeping in the car that the entity that is stalking is very aware where I am. And that's why the state engages in using that same directed light to crawl over my body with directed light. Not only is that demonic, that is a touching, and in a way that a government has no business, and no stalker, including the government, shall be permitted to engage in. It's molestation by entity. It's 1:29 p.m. This is P.O.C. All right, license 6WJN 584 8PLG 154. That's audible activity under the fake sun and in directed light, okay? These are demons using skateboards to surround with audible activity. It is entirely malicious conduct, and demon possession is not limited to the age of 18. 4FEG 849, 7FOZ 461, 8DIW 021, 5PLC 509, 5ZXY, hold on, 5ZXY 388. It is currently 4:54 p.m. Seven CZC 862. 6KQA 559. BJSC 250, 8LTH 698, 8MML 258, DLND Heart RS, 8AYY 283, 8NKA 262, 7MPR 477, 5TTR 810, 7SYR 754, that's 8FGS 793, 8RRU 739, BE91X0, that's a paper plate. 7TRB 775, 6ZHF 601, 6BZR 560, 8RPC 725, 8VYX 116, 7UYL 361, 6YVJ 044, 7XMG 385, 8VHR 374, 8CDS 930, 7PBR 350, 8TFV 289, 6ZYF 684. Again, it's currently 4:56 p.m. Five GRT 279, 8 MMC 300, 5 BJR 835, BL 99732 paper, 7 RFK 893. SIP 103, 8JWD 886, 8JXF 304, 7GVE 463, 7BKG 342, 5ZGC 749, 6FKB 722, 8NFL 771, 8WLF 719, 8THE 591, 6WFB 089, I believe, 7LSF 288, 3LGR 173, 6UWL 543, 8NXM 916, 8WEJ 360, 8AWY 580. Let's see. I'm at the intersection of Arrow Boulevard and Sierra. That's called amplified audible activity. They're all monitoring under what is the fake sun. Again, leaving from Fontana Lewis and remaining in relevant position in alignment with me as I travel south. 7XYR 955 8SOF 139 7WJU 772. SVP 033 5 TRT 979 7J2 1113 8 TJX K 711 7 CCD 677 8 WOJ 637 8 VUJ 469 8 WZL 551 8 GQW 807 7 CTB 824 8 CTW 956. You too, all this directed light. 6XIK 389 8 WZL 551 6 ANH 144 That audible activity coincides with the state aiming directed light underneath the storefront, underneath the coverings. Everything that you are hearing and everything that I'm speaking to is P.O.C. 7XJR 793 99544 into 7EOL 725 8GCA 311 8STZ 381 6TXU 547 8VIX 459 6UPT 549 United States Postal Service driving with their hazards on, peculiar light 6JOR 659. That's USPS 4306097 in traffic, okay? Driving with their hazards, all right? P.O.C. 8VHH 296. That's also the hostility of a demon while they know that they're being documented. Oh, and by the way, that is facilitating venue Citibank monitoring. Looks like 8501. They're on Sierra Avenue and Arrow. They're in the parking lot. They're engaging in federal stalking. License plate 7GMM079 8SKY009 8TWY631 It's 5:01 p.m. License BS 42H99 paper 7SXW 806. BM 2548, I believe that's paper 7ZTH 074 5GLC 019 80397V1 L539TO. It's 5:02 p.m. at the intersection of Valencia and Sierra. I captured video of the state's maintenance of its light source, maintaining alignment with me. So this is traveling south in perfect alignment with me, as it is in perfect alignment when it's over my head, in perfect alignment where it is in a 52953C3, where it is maintaining presence 8 BYC 239, 7 ETV 541, 7 WJG 948. They're all monitoring with Metrolink, where it is maintaining presence, and again from the library. So this is state talk with its light source to the venue of Metrolink, Fontana Metrolink train station, and this is while the state is engaging in keeping its fake sun still in alignment, as opposed to being directly over my head, in alignment by being 8GXF 783, which would be to my right or my left, which is the state's abysmal failure at
mimicking some sun that is remaining over me as it is remaining present while simultaneously acting like it's setting, all right? I'm showing you what's blatant stalking and the asininity of what are the demon possessed engaging in stalking, and all you have to do to see it, capture it, and catch it is document it. 8 VCR 813, 8XOA 514, 8 UJG 906. Driving through directed light, that is literally just place light in the middle of the street. 4XPL 945, 7JWF 811, 8VEW 483, 6WXS 256, 8ALU 325, 6ZYV, oh, I can't wait to see that one, 7DCT 441, 97291B1, 6NCE 698, 8ATE 483, 8GKJ 824, 8WVJ 206, 7VYK 326, I believe, 81994G3, 8DTM 468, 7JFW 476, 7UVS 346, 6LIB 200. And so with regard to keeping in alignment with me, as I am walking what is south on Sierra, 7JTA 506, 7LRH 242, the state is keeping its fake sun what is west of me, 8PTM 842. Right, crossing path, Omnitrans, license. Let me see. Can't really see that one. This is bus number 1313, route 14. So that's bus number 1313, route 14 to downtown San Bernardino. Directed light on the road in front of the bus. All right, and the license plate is 1479378. It's 5:06 p.m. And understand how the state is stalking with its light source, touching the surfaces, that is the buildings around me with directed light, and also placing what is directed light just appearing. It's not attached to anything. It's literally strips of directed light in the middle of the street, which is surrounded by shade, right? I've already showed you pictures of this as well on that same street of Sierra. Understand that this is coinciding with Metrolink's intentional creation of what is audible activity, which the state is amplifying, while the same third parties that I'm documenting are crossing path in that deliberately maintained environment. That is demonic activity, okay? 5:06 p.m. That's audible activity in front of the fake sun at the Fontana Metrolink train station. Route 61, license 1545798. Peculiar eyes light, excuse me. Bus number 2342. Hello. Hi.
Route 61. Airport terminal.
Federal law requires masks.
Were you waiting for me?
And it stops.
Were you waiting for me?
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you. I'm not used to you guys doing that. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't know if you were waiting though, or let me give you some money. This is 61, right? Yes. Okay.
Walmart.
Huh?
You know there's a Walmart over here on.
Yeah, you can catch the 14, it'll take you right there.
14?
Yes.
Where is that at?
It's the second bus right there behind me.
14?
Yes, over there.
Thanks, man. Route 61, 5:08 p.m. Heading back toward Ontario. This is P.O.C. All right, I just took a picture of the state's fake sun in alignment with me as I'm sitting on the bus at San Bernardino Avenue and Jennifer. As we're at a stop, the state is keeping it in alignment with me while I'm in motion. And so with regard to aiming the state's light source on me in alignment while I'm on the vehicle, and the state is also keeping directed light on the bus, you have what is FedEx, which is a tall vehicle, crosses path that creates a flashing of light effect. This is engaging in molestation and terrorism in concert with the state. This is FedEx and Omnitrans engaging in that molestation together. Understand how the elements are underway. While FedEx is crossing path on traffic cameras as well, as I'm capturing the state's fake son in alignment with me. And this is FedEx engaging in heavy stalking conduct, particularly as late, but they've been engaging the P.O.C. But again, this is demonic activity as FedEx is engaging and arriving everywhere that I am at in a multiplicity of vehicles everywhere, especially as I document it. This is the demonic behavioral pattern. FedEx crosses path at San Bernardino Avenue in Jennifer, creating light activity while I am being molested. And then you have the third parties that are patrolling in their cars. And this while the state is aiming, flashing directed light onto the bus. Absolutely impossible. Flashing light occurring on the inside of the bus while they are driving past the outside of the bus, and the state's fake sun is hitting what is the driver's side. All right. I mean, I'm just showing you what the same template while they're engaging in demonic conduct, which is achieving a criminal purpose of federal stalking with communication devices. They're engaging in sexual violence and harassment and terrorizing, threatening conduct as an entity in doing so. All right. Opening the bus door, letting on at 5:19 p.m., letting on this third-party group stalker with a hat, glasses, backpack, crossing path right now. And this is swiping with directed light. This is ongoing sexual violence as you are being molested with directed light. And the state's fake sun is in alignment with me through the windshield of the bus, right? This is after remaining over the Fontana Lewis Library, all right? This is P.O.C. It's 5:19 p.m. Capturing the state's light source in alignment with now. I moved to the driver's side of the bus, and the state is aiming its light source in alignment with me on that side of the bus. This is at Live Oak, and I believe this is San Bernardino. No, I'm sorry. I'll get the cross street right now, but at the intersection of Live Oak, I'm showing you what is the presence of the state's light source. And as I move to a different side of the bus, aiming it precisely in alignment, this is Live Oak. Yeah, it's San Bernardino Avenue and Live Oak is where I capture that image. And you're looking at what is the maintenance of alignment, and you are also looking at what is, again, where the state is engaging in the maintenance of alignment while it's directly above my head to what is whatever side east is or whatever side west is of me, and the state is keeping in perfect alignment with me, all right? And this is regardless of any location that I'm going, and this is all for the duration of the day, as you've shown, as I go from city to city, from literally from Ontario, 8LGR 958 from Ontario, to what is Upland, to what is remaining in Ontario at Mountain Avenue, far from Upland Public Library, for example, and you have going to Fontana, all right? And then this is going back toward Ontario on Route 61. The state is keeping its fake sun on this route. Or so in other words, you can look at literally the bus route for Route 61. This is how the state is keeping in alignment with me going on that path, all right? And this is 8LPJ 910, I believe. It's 5:27 p.m. and this is documentation of what is stalking with light. This is demonic activity, and you're also looking at what is the violation of the person with the state's conduct with light. While they're stalking with light, they are touching and molesting with light and harassing with light, engaging in acts of terrorism with light, engaging in aiming the state's directed light all over surfaces all around you and including on your person. And the state shall not touch, all right? This is a 6EIV 704. Monitoring with communication devices in concert with Omnitrans, every third party that's on this bus, under the fake sun, in magnified light, all right, the shadow of the car stretching feet behind it, and the state is aiming its fake sun in alignment with me in the on the vehicle, and the state is keeping directed light on the bus as well. It is 5:28 p.m. All right, 5:29 p.m. Opening and shutting of the door at the train tracks on San Bernardino Avenue, which is a means of creating peculiarized light. And I want to be clear, there is no vantage point where the state is, where this light activity that is occurring, which as the state engages in its signature move of swiping light around the surface, and Omnitrans intentionally engaging in that concerted conduct. And so Omnitrans touching with the state with directed light while they're opening and closing the rubber-bound doors, the entrance doors of the bus, stopping at the train stops at Commerce Drive and San Bernardino Avenue at 5:30 p.m. That light is touching onto my person, swiping across my chest, and then swiping back while they open and close the door. That is substantial and absolutely impossible light activity. And this is the bounds that they engage in order to touch, all right, with knowledge of your documentation. That's a sex offender. And this bus in particular is being operated by employee number 3057, African-American female, who is driving the bus. Understand she represents Omnitrans, and Omnitrans is acting on behalf of the people, engaging in molestation by an entity all right, that is engaging in federal stalking. In utilizing interstate commerce, federal stalking is underway by the government acting by omnitrans. It's 5:31 p.m. 7NCE004 at Etowanda and San Bernardino Avenue. It is currently 5:32 p.m. All right, capturing images of what is called relevant positioning and stalking in the path in the state's environment while on what is a venue that is in transit, that is omnitrans, or any other vehicle that you're on the roads and the highways where federal stalking is underway. A license plate 8VDH583. And I'm capturing those images at San Bernardino and Etowanda Avenue. It is currently, again, 5:33 p.m. License plate 6YZ0039. I can't really see that one. It is 5:34 p.m. and this is Touching by the State. Go ahead and give you a picture of that. Stopping at the train tracks I just took a picture of what is the location where I'm at the train tracks, and she's opening the door and the state is just moving white colored light, swiping it across the bus and swiping across my chest in doing so. And so this is clearly establishing that which is already, this is not the sun, and that's not sunlight, nor is that's not even conduct of sunlight anyway. But you have what is the precise touching on the person while I am on the venue of the bus, and the state is stalking with its light source, and this is the ongoing pattern of molesting and going out of their way to touch with that which is not sunlight, stalking with that which is not the sun, and doing so while monitoring the documentation. That's the violent sex offender, okay? That is stalking with an environment. That's the demon-possessed sex offender. 4th Street and San Bernardino. I'm sorry, San Bernardino turns into 4th Street, so I'm at the 15 freeway at 4th Street. The Baker's that's at the freeway entrance of the 15 shares the plaza with Arco. This is where the fake sun is. 7JVY 793 at the Ontario Mills. This is the venue that I am approaching in the state's fake sun. Understand, as I have gone this route toward Fontana in the morning, the state is keeping its fake sun in the window of the venue of the bus, 7YDT865, and the state is keeping its fake sun on what is the driver's side of this bus, which is the same path at a different time of the day, 7XKV484. This is P.O.C. License plate 5YDN389. Seven MWD 706. It is currently 5:37 p.m. and captured in video what I've shown in video on an earlier day on the same bus route, for example, at an earlier time where the state's fake sun is directly above my head. That's how it's keeping in alignment with me. And as I am on the bus going 61 westbound, the state's fake sun is directly over the same Alberto's, all right? The same Alberto's that is right at next to the Chevron gas. I captured in video the state's fake sun being directly over me, and I'm making the comparison where the state is remaining over the particular venue where I remain. And this is impossible to coexist with being in the window directly over my head while I'm at this same Alberto's. All right, it's 5:35 p.m. I believe I'm capturing this video, and I'm showing you what is the same exact position as I'm on what is the opposite side of the street at a later time in the day, and the state is maintaining its light source in alignment, and its technique is to keep it in alignment as opposed to being up above my head in a line with me. It is keeping it in alignment with my face, if you will, while I am looking. It's keeping in front of me as though the state is setting in the west while keeping that same placement over me, in front of me, all right, and also molesting with directed light. I want to be clear, this is the same exact location of the state's fake sun that I'm showing you in the morning, and this is what you're going to pay attention to, and this is the non-movement of the state's fake sun as I'm literally going on the same bus route in the opposite direction, going one in the morning and one in the evening, which it is right now, and you're seeing what is the state's directed light over the same location in alignment with me. This is the absence of coincidence. This is beyond coincidence. And this is not the sun, all right? This is what I showed in video, and this is what you're looking at. And so you are understanding and assessing what is the sex offender that is the public entity. And the public entity is acting in concert with the people of the state, engaging in intentional sexual violence, which is exactly what you are when you are touching anybody's body without consent, while you are also stalking. And that's clearly what you are doing with light. That's clearly what you are doing as an entity, stalking in unfathomable manners, altogether as an entity, a demonic one, and a public entity, that's a government, engaging in what is demonic activity, all right? And this is revealing the demented pattern of conduct that they share, and doing so in all the ways in which it is violating the targeted individual. This is the state's engagement in the pattern of conduct on the venue of what is omnitrans, all right? Well, sexual violence is underway. This is, which is clearly not the sun moving from Ontario to what is ultimately the city of Fontana and back to Ontario, and keeping that same alignment with me all day long. You're looking at what is stalking with light, and it's demonic activity. I want to be clear, this is the revealing of demon possession of every single last person. It's indiscriminate. Omnitrans is a means of identification of the people of the state for purposes of prosecution. 8 KPL 771. It is speaking to what is the demon possession of those who are operating the buses belonging to the brand that is Omnitrans. Okay, speaking to what is demon possession of all those on the bus of Omnitrans, monitoring together, all of those in relevant position. Understand the state's route with its fake sun is speaking to the venues, all of whom are engaging in systematic monitoring with communication devices. And this is revealing what is a state system, and this is the demented state system in operation. Okay, as I'm passing the venue of what is belonging to, for example, OnTrack. OnTrack has a facility on San Bernardino Avenue. The state's fake sun is remaining in alignment, maintaining this environment. OnTrack is monitoring as you are passing over. That's called a facilitating venue. All right, it's the same thing with the Rancho Cucamonga Superior Court. It's a facilitating venue, and the state's fake sun is passing over it, and that is demonstrating that is indicating that it's actually direct evidence of it. That's why the fake sun is there, and that's why directed light is there. All right, and this is also why they engaged in kidnapping, by the way. But that's criminal obstruction of justice, where the P.O.C. was underway by the demon possessed inside of those state facilitating venues. The state's fake sun moving over your vehicle, moving over your place of residence, which is referred to as a venue. All right, you're talking about the state's pattern of conduct, and this is the legal framework for prosecuting that public entity that's practicing satanic conduct together, which is terrorism. It's 5:41 p.m. This is P.O.C. License 4SNY 748. BS 89H91 paper at the intersection of Milliken and 4th Street in Ontario, where the state's fake sun is remaining over this venue. And I have captured this earlier in the day in the morning, where the state is keeping in alignment, and its technique is being directly over my head. The state is maintaining perfect alignment right now by remaining at a lower elevation in alignment, as though the state is acting as though the sun is setting, and it's not. It's maintaining alignment with me as I'm on the bus. And this is the same venue where it's over my head earlier in the day. Okay, so these are the techniques, and you're also looking at what is blatant, following with its light source, that as you're moving in the parking lot, what I showed you at the Ontario Plaza, the state remained over the, you're seeing what I'm doing as I move from the front of the parking lot area to the back of the parking. This is what the state is doing everywhere that I'm going. All you're doing is paying attention to how the state is moving relative to my location. All right, it's 5:42 p.m. and this is documentation of what is sexual violence while the state is stalking with light. P.O.C. 5VKE 840, 8BYZ 233. License plate, let's see, 7UGF 164, 7EQX 566. WRN 277. Monitoring with a minor child engaging in sexual violence and terrorism, with a minor aged demon possessed little stalker, but that you still prosecute for engaging in it with minors. 7WRN 277. 7XRU 261. Let's see, 8C91760. 8VYA 562. DC 694 handicap.
Ontario Mills is monitoring the entire venue. It's 5:48 p.m. State's fixed sun over my head while I'm at the Ontario Mills Mall in the morning. It's in alignment with the Ontario Mills Stalking with Light. 7VQW 550. Let's see. 8LTJ 928. It is 5:49 p.m. 97881 R2. MYH 1449 Texas. On Inland Empire, passing Ferrari. We understand the state is keeping directed light on the surfaces, and the state is aiming direct light on the bus and keeping its fake sun in alignment with me. And the path that it is taking, this is speaking to the venues, the people as they are monitoring while I'm on a bus. All right, that includes Carmex. That is a venue. All right, I'm just looking at it, but I'm speaking to what is the massive monitoring that is underway while the environment is being maintained while I am on a mode of transportation. And in addition to that, the state is hovering in a commercial-sized plane on what is along the 10 freeway. It's 5:51 p.m. That's documentation of what is terrorism. All right, that is a method of terrorism as well. Passing Inland Empire and MGR, where the Benihana is. They're monitoring. License 8XMJ052. What is this? Inland Empire, and it's 5:51 p.m. by the way. Inland Empire and Porsche, or Porsche, however they pronounce that. 3595-1. I'm looking at an address. Falcon Wealth. Understand that these are commercial venues. Let me get this. 4LLB709. And you have what are these businesses, these law offices? They're monitoring. These hotels, they're monitoring. Okay. Just want to be clear. This is why the state is maintaining the environment. This is why the state is going out of its way to touch and molest. This is why the state is stalking and hovering in commercial airline planes. And the state is always stalking with helicopter, as I've demonstrated, and in its smaller planes. This is what I've done. This is the P.O.C. All right, and that's underway while I'm on a mode of transportation. 8WWH130, 7HCV386. At Inland Empire in Haven. It is 5:52 p.m.
Now is the best time to start working at Amazon. They are offering sign-on bonuses up to $3,000 and $22 per hour. That's the law.
You're also going to apply common sense. You have what is the state that keeps its fake sun on, let's just use this vehicle, the Omnitrans bus route, as the example. While in the morning, say I go earlier in the day, the state is keeping its fake sun on whatever, in alignment with me on, for example, as we're driving, this is westbound when you're going toward Fontana, for example, when I'm going outside of Ontario.
and the state is keeping its light source in alignment with me on the bus and doing it through what is the window, the side window, while I'm sitting on, for example, the driver's side, or, well, typically if I'm driving westbound, the state's light source is going to be, look at this, 0260A. That's a handicap, and it's an out-of-state license. The state's light sources are going westbound. The state is keeping its face on the opposite side of the street, typically on what would be the passenger side of the bus, as it is driving westbound, while the state is acting like this is the sun and it's like just remaining on over my head while I'm going westbound. All right, the state is doing the exact same thing. It's a deeper color orange, and the state is keeping it toward the front part of the bus. And I want to be clear, this is recognition of the state's technique, and this is common sense. And let me be clear, it's also not different. It is the same. You have what is the impossibility of this light source, which is clearly not the sun, that is remaining in alignment with me on what is the same exact path, all right, while you have what is also substantial light, which is suggesting this is sunlight, all right, and aiming it even onto the vehicle that I am on. This is the same thing the state is doing during the day, earlier in the day, when it is keeping its light source squarely above my head, above, on top of me, right, while I'm traveling what is westbound. I just want to point that out. This is not different. It's the same thing, all right? It is keeping its light source in alignment with me all day long, okay, from morning until evening, and then goes even further and touches with its light. 8 WBX 286. 7 CPU 723 at what is Inland Empire and Archibald. They are monitoring at the Arco. They're monitoring at the Chevron. Oh, I'm sorry, this is mobile. They're monitoring at the shopping plaza. This is speaking to where I'm at. Monitoring with communication devices spans a radius, and the state is maintaining that environment for that criminal purpose. It's 5:55 p.m. Everybody on Omnitrans on the bus that is on surveillance camera is monitoring and engaging in that monitoring system. Indeed, as they get on and off the bus, they are acting pursuant to the demonic behavioral pattern. All right, they are of one demonic mind, and I'm showing what is expansive satanic activity practiced by government as they are engaging in federal stalking. 8 UBZ 453. Let's see, 8ELN. I can't really see that one. 7MYK 089, 7NAL 315. At U.S.C. and Archibald. 6LNY 769. R54, that's Nevada. I can't really see them. 8RCK. Oh, I can't really see that one. Turning onto airport from Archibald. All right, and they are monitoring at the Ontario airport. 8 USH 017. It is currently 6 p.m. Entering through the Ontario airport, crossing through the Ontario airport, where the state is keeping its light source and P.O.C. as I am driving through. As I'm being driven through the Ontario airport, and this is a venue and monitoring is underway. I just want to be clear. It's 6:01 p.m. 8 RCP 214. Let's see. It's 6:02 p.m. As Omnitron stops, that's the creation of peculiarized light. Ontario police, both at the entrance areas of the airport, but also on the grounds. I'm looking at in relevant position to where the bus is stopping right now and creating peculiarized light. All right, I took an image of that. That's an Ontario police vehicle being at the facilitating venue under the state's light source. In alignment with the bus where it is stopping. This is called positioning, all right? And Omnitron's creating peculiarized light. This is not only for Ontario police who are engaging in group stalking at the Ontario airport, but this is also for the venue. This is massive monitoring that's underway. And that is an example. I took a picture of it. You can see Ontario police with the brake lights on that vehicle in perfect alignment with the bus where it stopped, all right? And they are parked on the grounds of the airport. And that's just one example of what is deliberate placement, and these are demons that engage in that much precision with regard to the timing and their location. It's called relevant positioning and stalking with activity, stalking with light. All right, this is simultaneity of conduct. It's demonic activity. All right, this demon that's driving the bus is opening and closing the doors. That's creating ongoing light activity while she does so. All right, this is P.O.C. 6:03 p.m. N 51827. FTA 027. XGE 180.
Then you're down here.
6ZAU 313. 6YZX 937. 8MIZ 595. 8SYD 673. 7MYL 612. I think I read this one. 8WYT 173. At what is Grove and Hope Boulevard. 7FJU 629. 7XNX 540. At Holt and Bonneview / Allen. Monitoring at Dollar General, which I've already documented before. 7MYH 175. It's 6:15 p.m. So they're stalking with light in the parking lot. They're in relevant position inside of the store. They're using peculiarized light as well. They're in relevant position to the bus stop as a crossing path. This is systematic monitoring that's underway. And it's not just Dollar General, but I'm just speaking to what I'm looking at while I'm sitting on the driver's side of the bus and traveling what is westbound on the 61 route. And we're also monitoring at U-Haul. It's across the street. Monitoring at what is the Riley's Auto. And they're monitoring on all of these venues that I've documented while the state was keeping its fake sun as I would walk up Holt Boulevard. They're monitoring right now. Stalking with light. I've heavily documented this entire location. Stalking with peculiarized light with a tow truck as well. That's peculiarized light at crossing path. 6:16 p.m. J&V Auto Parts. Cardenas. State's fake sun directly over the Cardenas building. 5ZBT 995. They are monitoring now as well. This is where the state was keeping its fake sun before I was remaining on Euclid Avenue. 7SFM 358. And that's what I'm stating with regard to the impossibility of that ever being over the Fontana Lewis Library. That actually being the sun, that is, you know. This is what the state has been doing for a prolonged period. Documentation is revealing what is stalking with light. And it is revealing what is demon possession. Satanic conduct by a government. And the demon-possessed are sex offenders to be prosecuted for all the ways that the demon-possessed engage in violation of the target individual that they are corporately engaging in stalking. It's 6:17 p.m. Passing Monterey and Holt Boulevard.
Stop requested. If possible, please use the airports.
6JGT 556. Passing B&G Plaza. Passing Ontario Town Square Townhomes.
Connecting to Law 61 and 83.
It is 6:18 p.m. Alrighty, I have unboarded off of Omnitrans. You can hear the audible activity and peculiarized lights monitoring. License 1545798. And then again, that bus number 2342, driven by the African-American female, and referencing the surveillance cameras as they drive off. That's monitoring on the venue of the bus, monitoring systematically by the entity that's maintaining presence while the environment is maintained on the bus, okay? Engaging in that ongoing demonic behavioral pattern while I am subject to P.O.C. while in transit, in other words. It is currently 6:19 p.m. and that is P.O.C. at Ontario Town Square Townhomes and at the intersection of Lemon and Holt. YTG 760. R&R Transports from Fontana, California. All right. Let's see. I don't see any license plates, but that's R&R Transports, Fontana, California. 5WBR 803. It is 6:20 p.m. It is 6:21 p.m. I want to get license. I'll just get Omnitrans license 1545945 and interstate towing. That's AAA. Crossing path while the state hovers over the B&G Plaza, flying what is westbound over the B&G Plaza, over the 3-star Janitorial, and over 150 East Holt, and simultaneously you have Omnitrans that appears at its bus stop. Understand, this is minutes later after I just got off of the Omnitrans bus. This is Route 61, 1545945. They are stalking with peculiarized light, and doing so monitoring with communication devices. I want to be clear. So as I started recording, I actually recited a bunch of license plates who are remaining on traffic cameras at Holt and Euclid right now heading westbound. And I was not recording. So I want to be clear. Omnitrans abruptly arrives to engage in monitoring conduct. In other words, 6GZZ058. So in other words, I'm reciting license plates, but I'm not actually recording. They are hurrying up to arrive in relevant position, stalking with peculiarized light, at the same time that the state is hovering in an aircraft over B&G Plaza to ensure that they are monitoring. Okay, because I'm speaking as though I'm reading license plates, but I wasn't actually recording it. So I'm recording now. But I want to be clear, this is why Omnitrans is rushing to arrive at the bus stop. The 61 on Sunday does not work with regard to minute by minute buses at that regard. This is the deviating from their time schedule on their bus routes to engage in federal stalking. This is also terrorism while they are doing so with peculiarized light. It is also the absence of coincidence, regardless of any form that actually legally doesn't exist, but this is how demons operate. Oh, they had some sort of, I'm not even going to try to create, I don't need to create any form. I want to be clear, the simultaneity with which the state is hovering in a commercial plane over 3-star janitorial and Omnitrans's arrival at Lemon and Holt while I am documenting third parties who are crossing path, and with regard to my actual not recording it. And so they're arriving to make sure that they're accurately monitoring, and Omnitrans using what is their attempt at form, just arriving at the bus stop, sitting at a bus stop while you're stalking. I just want to make sure I document that. That's P.O.C. All right, so 7G BB382 65211X1 79912W1 6GTF 074, excuse me. And so let me give you a scenario. For example, you have what is buses that are supposedly, or say it's the engine went kaput, it's not driving, it's not operating. You'll have what is people on board one bus, get on another bus. This would be the form for having a bus that's off a schedule, an extra bus, or missing a bus, something of that sort. I just want to be clear, the 61 does not run at 5-minute increments. I just got off of Route 61. And you have what is the arrival of Route 61 while he is loitering in relevant position, monitoring with the state, monitoring with what is the patrolling traffic while the state is patrolling and via aircraft. And you also have what is Omnitrans, which is under the fake moon, which is also in alignment with me along the same route of 61. Okay, it is 6:24 p.m. and I took a picture of that so you can see the fake moon. In alignment with me where I'm on, and 1545945 arrives to engage in criminal monitoring, engaging in terrorism while they're stalking with peculiarized light. And again, they arrive with simultaneity to the state hovering in a commercial airline plane, which is, again, I'm looking at it while I'm standing at Lemon and Hull. The state's fake moon is directly in alignment with me. Over B&G Plaza, by the way, in alignment with where I'm standing, where I got off the Omnitrans bus. And you have what is Omnitrans that arrives 5 minutes after I just got off Route 61, which does not run that frequently on Sundays. Doesn't run that frequently, period, even Monday through Friday. Let me let you know, the Route 61 that runs on Sundays is actually going to arrive at what is 6:10 and then 6:25. So I got off at what was 6:20 approximately, and this is why I document everything. And it is so I arrived which would be after 6:10 and before 6:25. I want to be clear, everything that the entity is engaging in is intentional, okay? And so you're talking about the simultaneity with which Omnitrans arrives at its bus stop, and you have what is the placement of the state's fake moon pursuant to that ongoing documentation of that environment, the simultaneity of the state hovering in a commercial airline plane in relevant position, hovering over B&G Plaza, hovering over the 3-star janitorial, while I began documentation of third-party license plates, which I was not actually recording. And this is why you have what is the rushing to the bus stop, by the way. And I just want to document that. They're engaging in P.O.C. That is license plate 4WN432, and the street lamp comes on right as I start walking toward the car to get inside of it. 50550Y2. This is facilitating venue Metro 102, and it is 6:26 p.m. 7 UKR 047, 8 POA 375, 5 TRU 229, 7 RXM 767, 7 TDH 834, patrolling in and out of the entrance. That's creating audible activity. All right, getting in line. That's relevant positioning. And as you see, what the state is doing, hovering over an aircraft, and they're all in directed light in the parking lot. Okay, 6 NDH 114, honk honk honk, 8 VPN 845, 7 ZJU 840. It is currently 8 p.m. on the dot. That's 7-Eleven at 636 North Vine. All right, I did capture video so you can see in the light, because while I'm capturing the state hovering over the houses as I'm walking to 7-Eleven, I don't know that it's visible on the camera to see the two shadows that are in front of me. This is directed light. And the state is engaging in 24-hour molestation with directed light, by the way. During the daytime, it is under the fake sun, and the state is covering everything with direct light, including my person. I just captured a video right now. This African-American male, he's in a SUV, silver color SUV. He is driving around in directed light, and I am standing in direct light. You can see two of my shadows on my left and my right in front of me. This is absolutely demonic, and you are witnessing what is a demon. He's just driving in circles. He drives forward, then he reverses, then he crosses paths with me. He's engaging in pacing around, and you're looking at demonic activity while he's driving an SUV in directed light. That's demonic conduct, right? That's terrorism, while he's also molesting with the state. He's molesting with his headlights. He's molesting with the entity that is molesting with directed light. He is engaging in terrorism with the state that's flying over the 7-Eleven and amplifying the activity, okay? And he's not acting by himself. That's group conduct. You're watching on video one actor that's engaging in what is both federal stalking and facilitation of that system. All right, it is currently 8:03 p.m. and that is P.O.C. and you're witnessing that was literally a psychopath pacing back and forth and all around in the parking lot in directed light. Okay, that's demonic activity. It's 8:03 p.m. That's P.O.C. All right, I just want to provide some notes for analysis. What you are looking at is the environment. Pay attention to the light activity while I'm walking on the sidewalk. And I'm showing you, albeit dark, all right, the state is hovering over the houses and over the 7-Eleven. While I am walking, the state is amplifying it. And understand, as I begin to document the headlights of the third party whose license plate I recited in the video, this group stalker is stalking with light in the path, all right, and does so as I turn the corner. This is what group stalking is. They are maintaining activity, maintaining presence, maintaining light in concert with the public entity. This is demonic activity. The government and the people of the state are practicing demonic activity, and it is federal stalking. Okay, so you have what is this third party whose license plate I recite. I am documenting them. They are in relevant position. And second of all, they were creating light, engaging in the terrorizing conduct that the people engage in as a group. Stalking in the path, the ominous stalking, aiming their lights, creating a peculiarized light, maintaining light in the path. Okay. And doing so at the moment that I began grabbing for my phone, literally, to document this. Understand these demons are aware of where I am focusing my sight. The moment that I make an inkling to document this third party group stalker who enters inside of the 7-Eleven and is documented on surveillance camera as well, this is when the state that is already stalking, that is already present, audibly hovers over the houses and flies over the 7-Eleven. I want you to pay attention to the light activity. I'm showing you what are my shadows that are in front of me, to my left, to my right. You're going to pay attention to the shadow of the third party who's in front of me. Her shadow is behind her. We have differing light activity, okay? My shadow is not behind me, which is what is supposed to ordinarily happen. And not only that, actually, you're talking about walking in what's supposed to be the dark. This is the state that is molesting with its engineered light in the dark, okay? The same thing that I show you when I'm supposedly in the shade and I have a shadow, and I'm showing you what is molestation with the state's engineered light. Okay, so first of all, you're looking at what is my shadows that are in front of me, to my left, to my right. You're going to pay attention to the light activity. The third party that's in front of me, her shadow is behind her. Okay, and you can see that clearly. She also has a shadow that's in front of her. All right, this is the demonic light activity, and you're looking at what is different with regard to my shadow pattern. The state is surrounding and molesting me with directed light, and you're looking at what is the demons and their shadows as they are in this environment, and you're paying attention to that. Also, what you're going to want to pay attention to is as I am revealing what is the pattern of conduct, because they're engaging these are demon possessed actors, including the government, and you are talking about what is a code of conduct. They are engaging in the exact same conduct over and over and over again. It's just a different face, or it's the same face. Okay, you're talking about a third party whose name I know, or a third party who I am encountering again. You're talking about the same exact elements. Okay, the same exact conduct amongst a group. It is literally a pattern. Okay, and I want to point out, first of all, this video that I capture of the African-American male. This is literally, and I said it before, but I want to be clear. What you are witnessing in that video, that is a psychopath. He is demon possessed.
He enters, first of all, you're looking at the shadow of the car. He's in magnified light. This is directed light he's driving in, and the car has more than one shadow. Pay attention to the light activity. And also, I'm showing you what is the light activity. My shadows are next to each other, on my left and on my right, okay? And he's in directed light. This is the environment. It's present. The fake moon is over. The state is also flying over the venue and amplifying that audible activity. This demon is speeding in. He's molesting with light. He is driving in front, then he's reversing, then he drives in front again, and he reverses again, and then he goes to the back of the parking lot to park. Let me be clear, this is not searching for a parking spot. This is a demon that is immediately, with simultaneity to my grabbing my phone and reciting license plates on my podcast, as the state is sounding plane activity flying over the venue. This is concerted conduct, and this is a demon-possessed stalker, all right? This is demon possession. And they are stalking because the government is monitoring. These are stalkers. I am highlighting the fact that you are not witnessing mere federal stalking. This is not mere. This is demon possession, and he is using his vehicle. And this is This is the weirdo. Okay, this is what demonic activity is. He's literally going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. He's just doing it in a car. That's what the demons do. This is what the state is doing in helicopter when it's flying in circles over me. This is what the state is doing in airplanes when it is repeatedly flying over my head in commercial airlines or flying beside me, essentially. This is pacing. And you're witnessing what is the psychopath, the very demented weirdo that is stalking and engaging in this very, very highly threatening. It's threatening because the group is engaging in it together, and it's beyond weird. But this is what you are being terrorized with while the demon possessed are engaging in maintaining presence. And he comes in, this psychopath comes in, and he's literally, essentially what the goal is he's moving all around in the state's engineered light. And he's doing it in a vehicle. And he's also creating light activity with that vehicle as he's going forward and backward and forward and backward and forward and backward. He is monitoring, and he is engaging in operation of his communication device while he does so. This is literally a demon that you are witnessing on video that is engaging in federal stalking. And my third point that I want you to pay attention to is this the exact same pattern of conduct. This is exactly what was underway as I documented the Ontario Police Department, who were engaging in federal stalking while the state was doing the exact same thing, flying over the venue of the 7-Eleven at 636 North Vine, while I was documenting the Ontario Police Department engaging in federal stalking in the path. All right. And that's exactly what the state was doing. That's exactly what I captured in pictures before I was kidnapped on January 13, 2020 by Jason Knighton, Ontario Police Officer 80509, and Lester Keys. All right. And what ensued was a fictitious prosecution pursuant to what is an act of obstruction of justice by the demon possessed, the public entity itself that is engaging in federal stalking. All right. And those are demons. And that was demonic activity that I captured now. And that is the exact same pattern of conduct that I captured on January 13, 2020. All right. And that is the P.O.C.
Directed light, plane activity, group stalker crossing path, license plate 8NQZ 358. 8:47 p.m. Alrighty. Let's see. License plate. The state is aiming light on the phone pole next to me where I'm standing outside. 5CNS 139. Touching anything that it can with directed light while they are crossing path. This is what the state is aiming inside of the car while they cross path. 7SMB 419. And they're demons. Driving all around, and then the state is aiming light on, I'm standing outside on the sidewalk, and so right next to me is a light pole, for example. That's a surface. Not for example, this is exactly what the state did. Standing by the light pole, and the state is moving directed light across the light pole at the same time that the demons are driving by. Okay, this is touching a surface with light, dynamic light, the engineered light, while they're crossing paths, the simultaneity of conduct and surrounding me with that. This is what the state is aiming inside of the vehicle. This is what the state is molesting, crawling all over my body with, while the demons are doing the exact same thing, crossing path repeatedly. And then they engage in it pursuant to the demonic behavioral pattern with simultaneity to what I'm doing on the phone, with simultaneity to my abrupt movement, any new movements. This is demonic conduct, and it's sexually violent, and it is terrorism by the demented group that is acting in concert. It's 8:50 p.m. Here's another plane. flying right over the street. Woodside Senior Apartments, crossing path. That community is monitoring, as I've already shown. Crossing path by driving out of the gate to 7-Eleven is crossing path. In directed light. Seven BCB 312. Pizza Hut. 7 FAS 552. License 8 NUM 350, I believe. State concentrating its plane activity over the street. State flying next to the window while I'm on the 10 freeway. State flying next to the window while I'm looking at what is the fake sun, while I'm facing Arrow inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. This is the pattern in the engineered light. This is the state's pattern of conduct, and this is the direct evidence against the people of the state. This is demonic conduct altogether. This is absolutely satanic. SMB 852. It's 8:52 p.m. Oh, and I want to also document, I took images of the P.O.C. while I'm at the intersection on Euclid Avenue. Ontario police are group stalking at a traffic light. And I took pictures of the presence of the state in the path and what are the third parties that are in traffic and relevant position monitoring, engaging in terrorism with that entity. All right, that this is the totality of the third parties and the state at that intersection. And I took pictures of those license plates and a picture of Ontario police engaging in group stalking. Visibly, understand, because they are always stalking in the path. And that is documented in still images. It is 8:53 p.m. I just want to speak to the presence of that documentation as well. And those license plates include 8KLM536, 8KLN as in Nancy 315, and C227F1. All right, the license plate of the third party who I captured acting with the state, stalking in the path, and what is the form that she's parking at her house while the elements are underway. By the way, her house is called a facilitating venue. That license plate is 6YOX838. And I also captured what our group stalker is aiming light in the path at the end of the street at Fern. License plate 50599G3. Crossing path in directed light, audible activity. Crossing path in the state's environment. It's P.O.C. It's 9 p.m. I want to point out the obvious. What you're looking at in the video, you're looking at not only my shadow that's appearing at a great distance, upright on the wall of her venue, her home, address 325 on G Street, 325 West G Street. That is a facilitating venue. That is the documented third party, the address that she enters inside of. Again, license plate 6YOX838, engaging in molestation, engaging in terrorism, and doing so with an underage actor. And I want to be clear, my shadow is appearing upright, and you see two of those shadows. That's my shadow appearing as you are looking at what is a demon-possessed stalker monitoring with the government, right? That is the malice with which the people engage in the P.O.C., and that is the systematic conduct of the entirety of the entity. All right, it is 9:01 p.m. 8WZH 601. Seven WUK 018, crossing path in directed light while the state flies over the street. P.O.C. Let's also want to document 8NAW 854. That is P.O.C. That's the concerted conduct of the demon-possessed. That's the public entity, the state of California, practicing satanic conduct while federal stalking is underway. That is P.O.C. License 6GAB 233. And what I documented at 9:04, the plane flying over, and the third party that I'm documenting as they're crossing path while the plane flies over, this third party crosses path with simultaneity to my logging on to my mobile network. So that's
activity on my communication device. That's the demonic behavioral pattern. This is centrality of technology. They're monitoring with communication devices pursuant to what I am doing on my phone. And you have the simultaneity of conduct while the state is flying over the street, amplifying audible activity in directed light. Okay, I want to point that out. And then this one that I'm reciting right now, crossing path at 9:06 p.m. In the same environment. This is P.O.C. This is called patrolling, and this is the state pacing. This is the government that's pacing and doing so in airplane. Directed light moving across 325 West G Street. P.O.C.